What's going on, y'all? JT here with an unboxing and look at the version 3 of the Arrma Granite 4x4 BLX. So this is an updated, upgraded, however you want to say it, version, tomatoes, of the Arrma Granite 4x4 BLX series. So there's a couple of things on here that's new, and I'll be going over that as well as we go through the unboxing of it, as far as like bearings go. A couple of things as well as far as the motor was different and some small other differences as well. And I know some of you guys are kind of curious about what they did to the chassis to improve the steering and stuff on it as well. So we're gonna get that out and take a quick look at that. And then of course later on I'll be doing a side-by-side comparisons between this newer version and then also the version 2. So stay tuned to my channel. If you have not subscribed so you can get the update when I post that video in the next day or so. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get this box unopened. And of course, you guys know, y'all know we love the smell of a new RC car. So that green looks actually pretty good. It looks like it's a different type of green than what they put on the other, the version 2 series of it. So I actually have a green body from the brush version 2 that I'll be doing a comparisons to. And the body looks like it's a little bit different as well. So you guys give me a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull this out the box and we're gonna take a closer look at this. All right, y'all, got this straight out the box, and it does look a little different than the other previous versions. The body is, and it does like it sits a little bit higher, which can be adjusted than the previous version as well. And the body is constructed a little bit different, but I think I know why they did it, and we'll go over that in just a minute as well. But this does look good the way this is kind of laid out in this color scheme for it. So real quick, we'll look at some of the goodies that we got. With here, we get, of course, some of our basic tools for it. We get, of course, a wrench to take off the tires and wheels. We get some Allen keys in there and also shock spacers and stuff as well. Don't see stickers in here, so I don't know if that was just didn't get in here or they're not giving stickers with these particular ones. But it's always nice to get some extra stickers, so it might have just not been packed in here. I'm not sure. And then you get your instruction manual as well, and then you got some information in there. I advise you going over. And then they also have this other manual that is labeled. You guys see that there, technical pack. So I do advise that if you guys get this, to briefly go over this, because there are differences with this, with it having the adjustable motor mount and stuff as well. So do take a couple minutes and go through that as well. So anyway, back to this, we're gonna look at the radio real quick. And looking at the radio, you guys see that it is a little bit different. So they are labeling this radio as a SLT3, and it is a 3-channel radio as well. So this radio, you guys see it has a foam wheel on there. It is 3-channel. It does have some of your basic trims and stuff on there, and it also has a throttle limiter where you can do 50, 75, or 100%. So if you're getting this for a kid for the first time, that's actually good to have something on there, especially if you're doing 2 and 3S lipo. Some people just go out and they get 3S lipo and then they can put it on 50%. And it'll be fine for the kids. So anyway, back to looking at this truck. That's the main part of this, right? So there are several differences in here with this, and I'm checking this suspension setup, and that's set up pretty good. So I know that some of the stuff that people talked about was the shocks and stuff, and Arrma did go in. They did listen to you guys, which is a good thing that Arrma does. So they did go in and do some modifications to the shocks and stuff as well, which is good. And the body actually is constructed differently. I can't wait to get my other versions out and do a side-by-side comparison so you guys can see that. So like I said, stay tuned for that video coming up soon. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove this top off and take a quick look at some of the stuff that you can see visually from the inside of it. So right off the bat, you guys see that there is now a fan on the heatsink of this motor, which is good. And the motor is different too. It's more of a firmer motor now. It's still the 3200 kV, but what I like about these firmer motors is there is a E-clip on the edge of it. So if your pinion gear happens to slip loose or come loose, it won't just slide off and then you don't have any brakes, especially with some of these electric cars. So that's good and stuff for there. I did mention, or did say on the box, that the chassis is designed with a stronger material. Now I know in the past, several people, when they were running this, did kind of break the chassis at the rear end and stuff for it. So that was always interesting, but they must have really been running these trucks hard. So that is something else that they did different there as well. It still comes with the BLX 100 speed controller, which is capable of 2 and 3S lipo, but they did change the servo out there as well. So you guys see some of the specs there on the servo. And these ESC right here, you guys see there, My version 2 had this little cat pack on there as well. The versions 1 did not have this, and it does come, excuse me, with the IC5 connectors on here. So this is compatible with IC5 and EC5 as well. So that's good. This actually is a good connector for this. It does good current conductor stuff for that. So let's take a quick look at the front of this. I know you guys are anxious to see some of this stuff up here. So the bumper is designed differently, and you guys see that the body posts are adjustable, so you can lower this down some. So real quick, I want to show you guys why this body is kind of set up a little bit higher there. And it's because of some of this on the front bumper, if you guys can see down up in there. So if you want to lower this down just a little bit, you may have to trim down on here a little bit just to lower the body down some. But we're going to run it stock out the box just to see how this handles with the body being raised up a little bit. It should be fine with it. So as far as tires and wheels, the tires remain the same, but they did recolor these. These are more of a gunmetal gray, so these actually stand out a little bit differently than the previous BLX version. Those are kind of a chrome black version, and then of course the brush version just got an all black type wheel. They weren't chrome or anything like that. So like I said, I'll be doing some comparisons for you guys to see that as well. And then as far as the steering components, the best way for us to really see what's going on with this is for me to, when I do the comparisons with the versions 2 and then probably get the brush version out, is just to see what was actually done differently here with the steering components to keep rocks and dirt and stuff from getting in there, because I know a lot of people stated they had that problem. Not a lot, people did have problems of rocks and stuff getting up in here and kind of jamming up the steering and stuff. So like I said, I will be doing a side-by-side comparisons of these two more in depth so you guys can see some of the differences visually than me just going out and telling you guys about that as well. So it does come also with rubber sealed bearings, so that is a good thing as well. The diff gears are a little bit different. They use the ones from the 4S version, which are, I believe it was mod 1.35, so they are larger gears and stuff, so they can handle the durability part of it. And then another big difference with this as well is going to be the adjustable motor mount. So no longer do you have, like in the previous versions, the predefined holes where you're limited to, I think it may have been a 13, 15, and 20 tooth, and maybe a 27 tooth pinion gear in there. Now you can actually make an adjustment for it, and that's why that little instruction manual that I showed you guys a few minutes ago is very important to kind of look at, especially if this is your first car or you had one of the previous versions and you're getting this one as well, because you're gonna have to educate yourself on proper gear mesh and stuff. And I guess at some point, if you guys want, I can kind of do a video on that as well. So looking at some other things on this, see if anything else changed. Oh, the bumper and the wheelie bar. This is completely different too. So I can say, and I can attest for myself that with the previous version, I did have a problem when I took it to skate parks and stuff, and you jump it a few times and it does land on the back of that, so it does break. So this wheelie bar actually is redesigned. It actually looks like it's going to be a lot sturdier as well, and it's going to be able to handle wheelies better as well. I don't know if you guys have ever wheelied your car, and it kind of does what I call the walk, where it just kind of wiggle wobbles and it tries to straighten out. This looks to be a lot wider than the previous version as well. And like I said, the biggest thing is to do that side-by-side comparisons. But it's like it's going to handle wheelies. You're going to be able to hit a wheelie straighter, and without doing, as I call that as Tom Trax says, wibble wobble. Instead of just wheeling and then going back and forth like this, it's like it's going to be more of a solid wheelie when you do it. So we will put that to the test as well. But I'm actually curious too with this fan, because I can't recall in the past when I ran mine, did I have any heat issues or anything like that? But oh, look at that. So I can't recall in the past if I had heat issues or not. I think it was about fine with it, but there probably were people complaining about heat issues as well. So that's probably why they went ahead and added that fan to there, which is good as well. So the cost of this is going to be $319, and then you got your tax and stuff too. So you're gonna be looking close to about $330 paying for this. And if you don't have one, then you have to get a battery and stuff, and then double A's for your radio, which is no big ordeal. So it's gonna be $20 more than the previous version, which should be fine. I mean, with the extra stuff you get with it, with what they've done with it, I think is more than worth it, especially with that adjustable motor mount. That alone is gonna cost you, I guess, $25 or more if you were gonna get or add that to your car, to the previous version. And then of course the stuff with the steering as well, because I will be taking this on some rocky terrains just to see how this holds up, to see if any durables or rocks or anything get caught up in there. And if they do, is it actually going to jam the steering up, or is it going to keep it, you know, or did they work that out? So we'll definitely be putting that to the test and stuff as well. So guys, that's going to be a quick unboxing and look at this. You guys have seen this platform before, but there are differences with it. So I did want to make sure that I pointed that out, that there are several differences with this. And this body, it does look a lot different. It looks more truck, monster truck, beefy like. So that's going to be good to get that out. So of course I'll be doing a Super Speed Saturday for this coming up, so you guys stay tuned for that. I'll be doing a comparisons video between this and then the previous version. Probably won't be doing a running video because they'll probably run about the same. The gearing and stuff, well, as far as the spur gear and stuff is the same, but the diff gears are a lot bigger. So we'll probably see some different speeds with this as well. So I'm kind of interested to see what kind of speeds I get with this compared to the previous version. I think, if I can recall, with the Granite 4x4, I think I hit about 48 or 49. I didn't quite get 50, but the Sentin, I did get over 50. So it'll be interesting to see the performance I get with this on 2 and 3S stock out the box, and then seeing how this truck handles as well. Because like I said, when you see it, it does sit a lot higher than the previous version, but I don't think that's gonna hurt the handling of it too much. We'll get this out and see, and we can always make some minor adjustments to it as well. So anyway guys, that is a quick look at this. Want to show this to you guys. Put your comments down below. I'll try to get back and answer them if I can. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.